Roland Barthes saw in photographs what others mistook as defects, the studium, a cultural gaze that admired surfaces and the punctums, a jarring detail that pierced the viewer's memory. It was never just about clarity. A blurred figure or a smudge on film could make something more vivid than pristine perfection. What made it memorable wasn't just what was there, but how it resisted permanence.
The earliest computers were not machines, but methods, ingenious systems of calculation devised by Babbage, Lovelace, and
the Yamaha QI-10 was not a malfunctioning device. It was designed to feel alive. Engineers introduced so-called humanization features, adding slight timing errors and velocity variations into sequence tracks to mimic the natural imperfections of live performance. The idea wasn't that machines were broken. It was that perfection itself had become untrustworthy. Mechanical rhythms felt sterile, clinical, inauthentic. So digital systems began simulating human errors, not as a flaw but as a feature. It was a philosophy of trust. Digital systems began to treat simulated imperfection as necessary for legitimacy in the human eye. The QI-10 and its descendants didn't want to be machines. They wanted to feel like collaborators, flawed but sincere. And so we outsourced emotion back into our tools, not to make them better, but to make us believe in them more. Instagram's film filter is more than a visual tweak. It sells nostalgia. It trades in an illusion, making digital moments feel like they were once captured on celluloid. The grainy texture suggests physical handling, exposure to light and time, as if the memory was hard won. But what we're really seeing isn't history. It's a curated fiction, a simulation of authenticity engineered to comfort us. Just this week, an AI-generated movie titled Dreams of Violets was directed using generative tools and took only 2 months to complete. The director claims it feels like a real work of art. But what's being mimicked here is not just storytelling, it's the appearance of labor, of struggle, of time. These systems now simulate human effort in order to pass as authentic experiences. AI systems now mimic forgetting, erasing details, creating gaps in memory. These are not bugs. They're features designed to simulate cognitive fallibility and make algorithmic outputs feel more human. When a neural network forgets the shape of your face after training, but remembers your smile, it's not a flaw, it's an aesthetic choice.
Because we are recording a pattern of a predetermined length, the pattern will loop or play continuously, allowing us to overdub a new part in real time each time the pattern loops.
Technopoly erodes our ability to distinguish between real and simulated experience by making the latter indistinguishable from the former. We've outsourced forgetting, not just memory, but its natural decay, to machines that are supposed to preserve it. Yet, when everything is stored forever and made to look aged with a filter, how do we know what's authentic? The illusion of history becomes more powerful than history itself. Neil Postman warned that in Technopoly, subjective knowledge has no official. We can hear the difference between a sacrament and an algorithm. The Pope recently warned against AI's moral implications. Meanwhile, we buy into nostalgia filters as if they were sacred texts, another form of blind faith in a system that cannot lie. In Technopoly, all experts are invested with priestly charisma. Their God speaks not of goodness or grace, but of efficiency, precision, objectivity. The result is a kind of cultural liturgy where numbers and simulations replace soulful memory. Efficiency and productivity were problems for slaves, not philosophers. But now even our memories must be optimized with digital tools pretending to do the work of decay. Postman saw how Technopoly turns philosophy into performance metrics, morality into diagnostics, and love into a scorecard of compatibility tests. When we trust machines more than ourselves, we lose the ability to live in time at all. We become trapped in a simulation of memory where everything is both preserved and forgotten, just not by us.